welcome to Focus Garage. Today we're going to work on the 2014 Yamaha R1. What we're going to do is we're going to install a new aftermarket tail light in it. So the OEM one is okay, but this new aftermarket one is like a lot brighter and has integrated turn signal in the tail light, and also it has some adjustable mods that you can do, like if you hold the brake lever or push the brake pedal, it will just start flashing, and there's some other customization that you can do. So I'm going to take you guys over to my Yamaha and show you guys the difference between the new one and the OEM one, and also give you guys a little bit background on the new one as well. So let's go work on it. So we are using the custom LED Blaster X on our 2014 Yamaha R1, and this will fit on your, if you have a Yamaha that it's between the years of 2009 and 2014. We will show you guys how to install it, as well as how to do the programming, and we'll give you a comparison to the OEM taillight to the LED taillight. We have used this custom LED taillight before on our 2018 Yamaha MT-09. It had a great OEM fitment as well as the quality. This piece is made in the United States, so you know that it's really good quality. Also, the LEDs were very bright. You could see them pretty far away, and when Mike was pushing the brake, it was flashing. So we can customize that flashing. We can select however many we want, and also we can select the brightness of the tail light as well, the red LEDs and the yellow LEDs. And if we don't like any of that, we can reset it. Those wires over there with the switch, that's what's going to help us do that. And we have some paperwork telling us how to program it, so we're going to take you guys through with it and show you guys how you can program yours, and give you guys a little bit of comparison as well with the OEM taillight and the LED taillight. So enough chit chat, let's go into the bike and show you guys how to dismantle it and do the installation. So we are going to remove the driver's seat and the passenger seat along with the top part of the fairing to be able to get into the taillight housing, and then we'll be able to remove the taillight housing. So if you have a 2009 through 2014 Yamaha R1, these are the steps that you can take. You will remove the seat, passenger seat, easily with a key. You can remove the driver's seat with these two bolts that are here. They're Allen bolts. You can just, like, once you remove it, lift it up and then pull it back, and that comes off. Once you remove those, you have a better access to the top part of the fairing. You can see there are two black pins there, and then one bolt up top. It's an Allen bolt you need to remove, and then there are two more black pins under the bike where the exhaust is. If you have a stock exhaust, it's kind of hard to get, but if you have aftermarket exhaust like me, you should be able to get them pretty easily. So I'll show you which ones I'm talking about. So this is the Allen bolt up top, and then these two push pins right here are the ones that you need to get up top as well. And at the bottom of the bike, you can see there's one over here, and then going around the bike, there's one over there, and then you can just slide it off.
So we're going to remove the top Allen bolt first. It's not that too snug in there, so just make sure that when you're putting it back on, you don't put too much torque on it, just hand tight. And then once you remove it, make sure you don't lose that. It looks like a very special bolt. So once you're done with that, you're going to move to the bottom part of the fairing. These are the two black push pins that I was talking about. You can use anything that is small enough to go into that push mechanism to push it out. Once you do that, you can remove those, and then we're going to move on to the bottom part of the fairing. One of them on my side was a screw type, so you just do a counterclockwise turn and then it just comes out, but the other one was a push pin. So don't worry about my face, I'm just freaking out about not breaking this, trying to focus on it because it does flex a lot. So just make sure that you don't put too much force on the fairing so you don't break it. So once you do that, you can just safely push it towards the back before you can push it towards forward to undo it. But so when you realize that it's still not coming up because the bottom fairing needs to go inside the top fairing, so you just gotta push on that side and then come back and push on this side, and once you do that, you can just push it forward to unhook it. There you go. So next thing we're going to do is to remove that lock mechanism in there.
So after removing the top part, we are going to go ahead and remove the bottom part as well, and that will allow us to take out the tail light. Before doing that, we do need to remove the tail light wiring. Here's the wiring for the tail light. After removing the cable, we're going to go ahead and remove the two exhaust bolts that are holding the exhaust, and then also the clips that are holding the bottom half of it, of the fairing. So let's get to it. So there are three clips up top that are holding the fairing, and there's one at the bottom, and then two bolts for the exhaust. After removing all that, we are going to move on to the plate holder. So there are three Allen bolts that are holding it. After carefully removing the second part of the tail fairing, you can see there are two Phillips, I think they're screws, holding this tail light to the fairing. So we're going to remove those and then switch the tail light to the blaster axe. After removing the
tail light from the fairing, you can see that there are two small Phillips screws that are holding this bracket to the tail light. So we can remove that and then get rid of that old OEM one. So once you wired up everything, the gray wire goes into the gray wire that is coming from the tail light harness, and then the black wire goes into the ground. That way you can control not the computer, but it's the computer unit inside the tail light, so you can do a lot of different things. So to get into that menu, it's simply when your bike is turned off, you turn on the switch, and then once you turn on your bike, you can turn off the switch, and if you come around and look at it, you see that the yellow light is dimly lit. That is indicating that your bike is on the mode setting, so you can change the different modes. And as soon as you give any kind of turn signal, brake, or anything like that, it goes out of that mode. So just make sure that you don't touch anything. So going into any mode is any customization feature is very simple. So you have, first one is the turning on the startup sequence on and off. So you can go into the switch and then 1, 2, turn on and off. And then you can come over here and wait for it, and then it will blink 1. So this is your customization when you turn on the bike. This is what your tail light is doing once you turn it on. So if you do one more on and off, it will turn off this setting. So if you do it one more time, it will turn it back on. We can go ahead and let's do turn it on and off. That turns off. And then turn it back on and off. And now we have the startup sequence. So we're gonna go ahead and reset it. Once we're done, oops, you can see that it does the startup sequence. So go back to on and off. So if you do it 1, 2, you can come back here and 2. There you go. So this is how many times it will flash every time I brake. So I can go into on and off. I can switch to this. One more time. I can pick this sequence. And nothing. So every time you do it, like I said, it goes back into where you started. And then let's reset it. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're into the brightness of the running light. So you can see that every time I do this, now it's dim because I was at the brightest. You can slightly increases the brightness of it. I don't know if you can pick it up from the camera, but it does go bright. And you can do this for the, let's go into the next one, which will be the brake light brightness. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the brightness of the brake light. I can see if it's gonna pick this one up. Now it's dim. So this is the show mode that is just showing you everything that the tail light can do. It's pretty cool. It goes through everything, you know. This is pretty cool. And the last thing is when you ground the unit, it activates the flasher. So that's really cool. So this portion of the video, we're inside my garage. I wired up the OEM taillight, and the custom LED one is already installed on the bike. So we're trying to focus on the custom LED one to show you guys the brightness, but the camera is not really picking up the brightness on it. But you can still see that it's brighter than the OEM one. So what we're going to do is we're going to put on a reflective surface and see the brightness and the area that it's lit. So you can see that the custom LED one is so much more brighter. It's up top, and the area is bigger than the OEM one. Sorry, the OEM one's at the bottom one, and it's smaller area, and it's also dim compared to the custom LED one. So you can see on this video that the custom LED one is so much more brighter and lights up so much more bigger area than the OEM one. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a very awesome product, and I want to thank Custom LED for creating such a beautiful taillight, and to be able to make it my own. You know, I can customize it to my liking, and there's 11 mods that I can do to that taillight to make it my own. So if you guys ever want to replace your OEM taillight, please do so. Check them out. They have an awesome product, and they're made here in the United States, so you know that it's going to be good quality. If you guys have any questions, please comment below, or you can reach us on Facebook or Instagram. Mike and I are pretty good at responding to people, trying to help you guys out as much as we can. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. We do enjoy making these videos, and knowing that there are people out there watching this video by subscribing and liking our videos, we enjoy more. So please do so. Push the bell button to get all the notifications from Mike and I. So thanks for watching. Kudos to all.